Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. I'm going to review the Bremont Supermarine S2000. This is the newest version of the Supermarine, and it's got a couple of changes over the older Supermarine, and I actually have both of them, so I will compare them in a moment. Let's talk about what this watch is overall. The Supermarine collection is British Bremont's dive watch range. It is an aviator watch brand, so they have to find a connection with airplanes and everything. So the Supermarine was one of those water takeoff planes, and there's a engraving of it on the back here. This is a nice engraving, and it's interesting. This engraving is an upgrade over the engraving on the other one, which I have here. I can try to show you here. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a front-on view on the older piece there. Not quite as cool. I like this one better. Anyway, so this is a great looking watch, has a good style, very, very, very well made. When it first came out, a lot of people said that it was a rival to the Rolex Submariner, and that, you know, it's, or Submariner, Submariner. You saw the video on this on my Rolex review of the Submariner. I go back and forth between what I called it. Anyway, so I've always really liked this one. It's durable, it's good looking, it's got a lot of good qualities, and it really is just a very, very fine timepiece. They've done a very good job with this. So let's talk about what's new with the Supermarine S2000. The case is bigger. There's a couple of style differences, and there's more water resistance. So let me just get a little side-by-side here of both the watches. So now you can see the original Supermarine next to the S2000. And you can see that it's bigger. You can see the dial color is a little bit different. But for the most part, when it comes to the case and everything like that, it's basically the same. You have that same sort of three-piece construction there, with the middle piece being black and aluminum. You have that here as well. There's that helium release valve on both of them. Same type of crown with that sort of protector there like that, and the crown placed at that 2 o'clock position. The strap is actually the same. This version of the smaller one also comes with this rubber strap with these sort of vertical texturing. Good quality rubber. I just happen to like mine on the bracelet. I don't know yet if the Supermarine S2000 is available on a bracelet. I assume it will be, but I don't know. One of the other good features of this watch is the sapphire inlay around the bezel. This watch came out when that was sort of the popular thing to do. Today, more and more people are using ceramic ones, but I happen to like the sapphire. It's very scratch resistant, possibly even more so than ceramic, but or at least as much. And it creates this nice sort of shiny look there. So let's see what's different. You can tell that there's a little bit of red. This part right here where the lume pip is at the top is red. It is not on the older one. And actually the whole bezel is lumed, so that's a different thing here. So they're both fully lumed, so it's not just the tip. And then you see the red end of the seconds hand, and where it has the water resistance, it is red. So the original was water resistant to 500 meters, and the S2000 is water resistant to 2,000 meters. That's where the S2000 part of it comes in. And they both share the same movement, which is their, I think they call it the BA or BAE 36. It's a variation on the Swiss ETA 2836, which is their three-hand watch with the day as well as the date. Okay, so let's go back onto this one now. With 2,000 meters of water resistance, you are going to remain just as alive as you were going to be with the regular Supermarine. I don't really think that makes much of a difference. There's sort of an increase in the coolness factor for sure, but you know, I mean, they're both very, very durable watches. They just sort of, you know, I think what they really want to do is create a larger one. So this one is 45 millimeters wide, whereas the original one was 43. You can tell it's not a huge difference, but I'll put them on the wrist so you can see. So let me put on the original one here on the wrist, and you can see that it is a good attractive size. Nice, not too large, not too small, very good sort of, you know, on the respectable size dive watch. And then with the S2000, it's a bigger piece. I mean, it's good for people that have larger wrists. Honestly, I like them both. I'm a big watch kind of guy, so I'm happy with both. And you can also see the difference between how it looks on the rubber strap as well as the bracelet. One of the things I really like about the new version is this sort of the whiter loom. I think they used actually the blue loom. So the other one used the traditional green loom, but this one used the blue loom. And the blue loom, when it's painted on, it looks more white. So you have more of a high contrast style. This one is a little bit more greenish, which I actually liked. I enjoyed it, but I also very much like this whiter color here. And the little hints of red are nice as well. I have a feeling that they will come out with a few different colors. This is like a soft launch. It's not really been officially launched yet. I don't think you can buy these yet. At least by the time I probably post this, you might be able to be. And this one, when it came out in, I want to say like 3 or 4 different colors. There was this black dial, there was like a silver one, and there might have been one more, but there's at least a few different ones. So I suspect that Bremont is going to do the precise same thing with the S2000. Overall, it's a great timepiece. If you already have a Supermarine, do you need to upgrade? I wouldn't call it an upgrade because it's very similar. But you might want to get a different one if it's a different color, something like that. I think die-hard Bremont fans are definitely going to get it. If you don't have a Supermarine, now you just have a different option if you wanted a slightly larger one. I wouldn't say that one is inherently better than the other. From a price perspective, I don't have the official pricing right now for the S2000. I believe it's going to be a little bit more. The normal Supermarine was just over $5,000 bucks. So I'm going to assume that this one is probably a few $100s more, maybe as much as $1,000 more. I wouldn't suspect it's too much more than that. So figure something around the slightly less than 6,000 range, or maybe about 6,000. It's a pricey piece, but you know what? It's well made. It's cool. I enjoy it a lot, and I think it's one of the nicer sort of alternative dive watches on the market in terms of quality and design. If you don't want to get yourself a Rolex or an Omega or something like that. Again, this is the Bremont Supermarine S2000, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch soon.